Let's talk all things carbon. Hey guys, welcome back to TAMIYA Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So it kind of dawned on me that I've never really done a video just on the carbon chassis sets. And I think now, because I've got a lot of carbon kicking around, I think now's a good time to make this video. So, this is one of those videos that I like to do, which is, the main purpose of it is to get your feedback to what you guys think about stuff. My take on carbon is, and this is a level I'm at, it's bling. That's all it is for me. It's just pure bling. Whether it improves and makes a chassis better from non-carbon, you go to carbon. Whether that car performs better, I have no idea. That's levels up from where I'm at. But for me, visually, aesthetically, carbon is just number one. It's right up there with your blue TAMIYA alloy, or even the blue hop-ups aftermarket. It's that kind of thing. Something, when you've got a full car in carbon, there's something very special about it. Just my opinion. So yeah, I thought we'd have a look. There's like this particular car you haven't even seen on the channel yet. But I thought we'll bring a camera over and we'll have a look at some carbon stuff I've got kicking around. So first up is a car you've seen already. It's finished channel wise, but this is my brand new built TRF 503. Now the kit, the 503, comes with a metal chassis, but I had a 503 that I trashed, and that particular car had the aftermarket Fiberlight carbon chassis, so I just copied it because I wanted it full carbon. Now TRF wise, the 503 is the only one not to be full carbon. The 501, 502 and 511 all were full carbon, and I'm pretty certain that every TRF touring car is full carbon. Yeah, 100% it is. And the MS versions, or some of the MS versions, are full carbon as well. So yeah, have I taken anything away from this car by going full carbon chassis? So there's 3 different manufacturers of carbon on here. So the 2 top decks, they're TAMIYA, that comes with the kit. Obviously the shock towers carbon, that comes in the kit. But this is the main chassis is Fiberlight, which is a company in the UK. Now, my Mr. Carbon man, Nick Walker, on the Facebook group, I give him the measurements because the kit comes with plastic battery stairs, and he kindly made me the carbon ones just to finish it off. And I think you'll agree, you know, they're absolutely superb. So yeah, it's stuff like that I absolutely love, and to me that car is perfect now. Absolutely love it. So this is, as I said, a car you've not seen yet. So this is a 2018 Superstore I've done. Again, went full aftermarket carbon. Now this is all Fiberlight, this chassis, and you get the main chassis, the rear carbon support and the 2 front shock towers. But again, to me, this is absolutely gorgeous. You know, there's nothing wrong with the FRP TAMIYA chassis at all, but if you kind of want to make your car special and a little bit of a one-off, you know, that is absolutely bling city for me. I absolutely love that. And even though you don't hardly see it when everything, the undertrain, the shells on and what have you, obviously you just about see the front shock tower, but I know it's there, if that makes sense, which makes it very cool for me. I just think that's an absolute thing of beauty. So this is the 2011 Avanti Riri. Now obviously the Riri Avanti came full carbon chassis, rear shock tower. The original was FRP. Now, because I wanted this kind of stealth edition, I wanted to fit it with high caps, so I got in contact with Nick Walker and he knocked me out this absolutely gorgeous shock tower. He copied it from the original FRP one. Now that's obviously the only way to mount high caps on the Avanti with that shock tower, but it's just stuff like that, having the ability to contact Nick and say, look, I need this, can you help? And Nick always can help. He's an absolute gentleman. But yeah, I just think little things like that, mega cool. Okay, so here's an interesting one that I'm sure a lot of you will comment on. So as I said, this is a 2002 Dynastorm, so it's a re-re, but what is it, 21, no, 19 years old. Now, Dynastorm never came carbon. It has this FRP full chassis and this sort of half top deck, and then FRP front and rear shock towers, and that like motor section is FRP as well. Now that's gorgeous, but when I got introduced to the car that this came from, which was the TRF 211X, that was full carbon. So that got me sort of searching around, and then I found that again, Fiberlight in the UK did a full chassis set for the Dynatech. They actually do two of the main chassis. This one's just a copy, and then they do a much thinner one. But yeah, I'm not too sure why you would use a thinner one, because that takes away the ability to use the plastic sides, and obviously the body velcros to that. So I'm not too sure unless you're maybe running it with a different body. So we've got the full chassis, we've got the full top deck. Now I love this because, as I say, on the re-re, it's the top deck's like half the length of the car, whereas when you go carbon you get this full one which runs a full length of the car, and that's much more like the TRF 211X. And then we've got, so as I said, it's a full set. We've got front and back shock towers, and then there's a double one in this bag. So we've got the single battery strap and then the carbon mount for the back around the motor. So yeah, probably about 100 quid's worth of carbon there. But for me, again, I think if you're a purist, you wouldn't touch the Dynastorm, you would just leave it as it is. But that's not me. Full carbon, and this car is going to be like a nod to the TRF 211X. But yeah, interesting to get your thoughts on this one. And then the final thing I've got to show you is for my upcoming Top Force build. Check this out. This is from Nick Walker. Boom! Oh my god. Look at all that carbon. Now, I've had this particular chassis set from Nick before for the Evo clone that I did. Evo lookalike, replica, whatever you want to call it. Nick's carbon is really top quality, but it does other little bits. It does, let me see if I can just take this off. See if we can get this. So as you know, on the Top Force chassis, it has standoffs from the lower deck to the top deck, and on the Top Force kit they're machined metal. Nick produces the standoffs with carbon sleeves, so you get the metal inside, but on the outside it's carbon sleeve. So if you can imagine when it's the top deck's sat there and it's got carbon joints, carbon joining lower and top deck, absolutely superb. That's probably why, in my opinion, Nick is the best with the carbon stuff, because it's little detail like that. I don't know if anyone else does that. Absolutely superb. So as you can see, we've got the main chassis, top deck, and I also get the battery straps done in carbon, which I believe Nick hates doing, but you've got to have them. And we've got a lot of shock towers, which I didn't expect. I ordered the Evo kit, but he actually sent me the standard carbon Top Force front tower. That's the standard rear tower, which doesn't change. But then he's sent me the two different Evo towers. So that's a standard Evo tower that'll take high caps and whatever else. But a lot of guys, if you want to use something like the small bore aeration shocks, you have to use a smaller front tower. So yeah, I'll have them spare, which might be cool for future projects. It might give me an option to change the shocks on the Top Force at some point. But yeah, I'm starting this particular build very soon, and in fact I've got every part for this Top Force now, apart from the body shells. But yeah, I mean, just look at that. That's gorgeous, isn't it? So as I said, just a little sort of filler video of this, just to get your feedback on what you think about carbon, and is it a good idea? And as you saw, you know, doing stuff like the Dynastorm, even though it's a it's a 2002 model. You know, should you be really taking the FRP away and putting aftermarket carbon on there? To me, I love it. I don't think it's a problem, but I would imagine the Tamiya purist, that would be an absolute no-no. Anyway, stick all your thoughts in the comments, because I'm interested in stuff like this. So I'll end this video here. So guys, once again, thanks so much for watching. It's massively appreciated. If you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us. And if you do that, smash that notification bell for our weekly videos. And as always, guys, happy carbon.